a multitude.
Mascara for, whoa, no thank you, absolutely not.
Paid full price for it. This is actually the second time I have filmed this intro. Hi, I'm Mallory Brooke, makeup artist and content creator here on YouTube. And today we are discussing my Sephora sale recommendations. The sale starts the 14th, which if this video goes up correctly on the correct day, that will be tomorrow. The last time I tried to film this, my mic was going out and I didn't realize it until it was too late. Everything I talk about is in the info below, listed in order of mention. The first thing was the Kosas Glow IV in the shade Revive. I really have been loving this. It's a little more on the expensive side because I believe it's $30. I paid full price for it. You don't like the scent of roses. You won't like the way this smells upon first application, but it gives you such a beautiful glow underneath and over your makeup. It doesn't break anything up, has really great skincare ingredients, and honestly, really looks good on the body as well, like on your legs or your chest or your shoulders, things like that. Look at that glow. If you can get past the rose scent, I like the scent of roses, so that's one thing to be aware of, but I wanted to mention it because it is one of the skin enhancing products I like to use with and without makeup on basically in every other. Oh my god, come on. Can we get through this, please? Wanted to mention it for the sale because if you can get it on sale, that's even better. Next, I want to recommend the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow Skin Tint or Foundation. It says foundation on the bottle, but they say it's a skin tint. I have a full review, wear test. I will link that below if you would like to see the in-depths of it. But this is $40, so getting it on sale is definitely worth it. I think this will be the skin tint or foundation, okay, lighter coverage foundation that I'm gonna be reaching for in spring and summer because it gives me such an incredible glow, a really healthy glow. Also, it is like a sheer actually, you know, I would say this is honestly can be built up to medium coverage. I was highly impressed. I haven't tried Tarte's coverage products in quite some time, so I was really curious about it, bought it to review it, and I kept it around because it is absolutely stunning on the skin and it gives a lot of life to dry skin. Next, I cannot recommend this foundation enough. It is the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I have another full review on this, so if you'd like to see it, I will link that below. But if you are looking for something extremely lightweight that you can barely feel, that gives you light to medium coverage and just kind of lays over the skin without enhancing any type of texture or imperfection, I think you will really enjoy the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Foundation. I have to say it is my favorite Laura Mercier foundation. That's hard for me to say because I've been loving the Flawless Fusion and Flawless Lumiere for years now. I reach for this baby a lot more because it is just lighter weight feeling. Last complexion product, Guerlain Terracotta Le Tint Foundation. If you only get one foundation at the sale, I highly recommend this foundation right here. It is a medium coverage. I have the shade 2W. I purchased this when I was self-tanning. It's a little too dark for me now. But if you want something that's just as like soft focus, perfecting, but a little more coverage, this is your gal. Absolutely love it. It reminds me of my beloved Armani Luminous Silk, but it's $68, so getting it at the sale is highly recommended. My full review will be up soon, so you can see me apply it, see how it wears throughout the day. Here's the coverage, and it just feels like nothing is on the skin at all. Look at that coverage. Okay, back to the day that I actually shot the rest of this video. I'm gonna look very different, so let's fast forward. Or actually, that would be rewinding. Now let's get into our sponsor for today, Dossier. I've worked with Dossier for so long now. I'm so excited to be having them sponsor today's video because like I said, you can also get good deals at Dossier. You don't have to spend that high fragrance price at Sephora. You can get the same fragrances for way cheaper at Dossier. And they also have a 20% off welcome discount as soon as you check out. And then you can use my code MalloryB10 for an extra 10% off your order. So let's get into my 3 picks for spring right now. I'm loving them. They are fragrances I've been using for quite some time. The first one is Spicy Mimosa. This is inspired by Joe Malone's Mimosa and Cardamom. The top notes are cardamom, mimosa, middle notes heliotrope flower and rose. Base notes are tonka bean and sandalwood, so it helps kind of like round the floral out. Now it's talking about, I talked about this in one of my videos, it's talking about the mimosa trees, not the mimosa drink that is delicious. If you could imagine just like such a friendly spring fragrance, it puts a smile on your face, it makes you feel like you're wearing kind of like a spring dress and just having like the easiest, breeziest day of your life. That is Spicy Mimosa. Next fragrance that I want to feature today is Ambery Sage. This is inspired by Tom Ford's Effing Fabulous. I don't want to be demonetized. Fragrance is the one I'm wearing today. It's really refreshing, it's edgy, and I really just feel like it kind of went with my outfit. The top notes are bitter almond, sage, and lavender, and you can really smell the sage in this one. And then the middle notes are leather, orris, and vanilla, and the base notes are amber, blonde woods, and tonka bean. Again, the tonka bean. It's one of those really nice base notes to help round a fragrance out, because this is pretty spicy. This is like, you know, a fragrance with attitude. Next fragrance I chose to feature is, it's so classic. This is honestly so good for the change of season into winter to spring and then summer to fall. And it's just kind of all about the attitude you have. It is the Gourmand Patchouli. This is inspired by Terry Mugler's Angel, which I think is such a classic, universally loved fragrance. If you really like something that makes a statement, Gourmand Patchouli is the one. Top notes are mandarin, berries, passion fruit. Middle notes patchouli, you can really smell honey and plum, and the base notes caramel, vanilla, and cacao. All of this together is so nice and warm and really can take you through all of the seasons. If you like Terry Mugler's Angel, it smells exactly like that and it lasts. That's one thing I love about Dossier's fragrances. They're $29. They last you like the high-end fragrances. So don't forget to use my code MalloryB10. And then if you select Catch at checkout, you also get an extra $10 bonus. I actually use Catch at several online retailers, and it gives you a $10 credit for your next purchase every time. I will have all of the fragrances I featured today in the info below as well. Thank you so much, Dossier, for sponsoring today's video. I've been dreading talking about these two products because I've loved them so much, but some really shitty stuff happened with Huda Beauty. I did a full tutorial using the Matte Obsessions, the warm eyeshadow palette. I will have that below. It was honestly addressing a lot of drama, funny enough. And then I was sent this TikTok that was just absolutely devastating. I really love this eyeshadow palette. I think it's beautiful. I love Huda Beauty products. I feel like they're a great quality brand that's affordable and very accessible if you want to go a couple price steps up of drugstore. Honestly, drugstore's so freaking expensive now. Like a mascara is $15 to $18 and this eyeshadow palette's $25. I'm really disappointed, but if you guys didn't see, Huda Beauty reached out to this TikToker and messaged and said they loved her content and could they repost. Then Huda proceeded to do a reaction TikTok and kind of drag the way she was doing, not kind of, she dragged the way this girl used color correctors. And here's the thing. Was it like the absolute makeup rules and like guidelines that I would personally use or other makeup artists would personally use? No, I believe that the color corrector, you know, was canceling itself out, things like that. But here's the thing. Sometimes there are methods that work for you that aren't necessarily in the makeup guidelines rule, you know? That's why it's so funny because so many brands and makeup artists are like, there's no rules to makeup. And then all of a sudden there are, when maybe the way that this girl applied her color correctors really worked for her dark circles. And I'm someone who struggles with dark circles, so I've played a lot with color correctors and I've of course done it incorrectly and also experimented with other things in makeup that work for me that aren't necessarily correct or would work for other people. This girl was honestly just sharing her method of how to cancel her dark circles out, and I think it was handled just not well. The team said they loved her content, asked her permission to repost it, so of course she's thinking they loved it. Thank you, Airplane, for making this even more awkward. I was thinking though, maybe Huda's team did not relay the information on the repost Maybe they sent her this video to just react to, and so she reacted honestly to it as a makeup artist and a brand owner. So she reacted to, she didn't think that the products were used correctly, and maybe her team did not communicate, hey, we told this girl we love this. But then, you know, it really hit me today as I was gathering everything and putting my makeup on. I haven't had the best communication with Huda's PR team. I get PR from Huda Beauty. They are one of the most consistent brands to send me PR, have always been very kind to me. I think if this would have happened to me personally, I would have been devastated, and even at 34, I think I would have just felt heartbroken. I have moved several times. I have had a lot of change in my life over the past 5 years, honestly. I was living in Houston and then moved to an apartment, moved to Arkansas, to the house I'm in now. So every time I move, I have to update each PR team that sends me PR and to ask them to remove the old address and add my new one. And a lot of them don't respond, or they continue to send products. I still get products at my old apartment, and I get alerts because it's a lockbox system, and the girl that lives in my apartment just takes the products. So I try to quickly like return to sender, but then brands just think I'm returning products to them. Anyway, so I reached out to Huda's team and told them that I moved, and can you please update my address because products are still being sent to the old address. And the team's response, this girl was like, oh, you just have to update your address every time you get an alert that you're getting a package. And I was like, is there no way to update it in your system because I'm missing packages and the other person's keeping them? So I would get an alert from DHL that I was getting a package from Huda Beauty in my old email address. I asked the team to change my email address. I asked the team to change my actual physical shipping address, and their response was, it's kind of up to you. And it's like, well, you're just sending products to someone I don't live there anymore, you know, it's wasting money for the brand. It just wasn't the nicest way to respond. So every single time I have to, like, if I think or see something online where Huda Beauty is launching new products, I will get into my old email and check and search Huda Beauty. And a lot of times the DHL package will, like, the information will show up, and I will have to go in and change my address every time. They were just like, no, you have to change it, and we're not changing it. And I'm like, that's just, it's weird. I've never had a response like that before. So I'm wondering if it was something had to do with the team. I don't think that Huda handled the whole thing correctly. All that to say, it's really shitty and it's disappointing. It's a brand that I've loved and supported for years and have featured on my channel for years, so that's why I think it's important to go ahead and tell you I do love these products. And the new Glowish Bright Light Sheer Concealer, I have not put this down since I received it in PR, since I had to go into DHL's system and have it resent to me. I love this. It's beautiful. It moves with my skin. It's not the fullest coverage. It looks really good when you have no foundation days and you just want to brighten the under eyes. It's the concealer I have on today. It really sucks. I wanted to recommend both of these products for the sale, and then I was like, no, I'll leave it out because it's just not right to promote a brand like that. And I was like, no, I think it's important to address the whole situation, and then the situation that I had to deal with Huda Beauty's team that was not nice. And, you know, I'm honestly like, if you don't want to send me PR, that's fine. I have plenty of people that, you know, you get kicked off a list, they move on, things like that. That's no problem. But the fact that they're just so willing to just keep sending products to an address where I don't live, and the products, the company's losing money. I go in to change my address every time when I can catch it, and I feel like I'm doing them a favor because I continue to talk about their products. I correct my address, but I have to log into my old email every time just because this girl didn't want to update it. Anyway, so the rudeness, I think, has always been there, and hopefully it will change because Huda Beauty's products are wonderful. Let's move on to the next one. The eyeshadow palette I have to recommend instead of the Warm Obsessions is the one I have on now. And it's actually a neutral palette. It's the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I've talked about this for so long, and I want to just re-mention it because it is $69. It's one of those eyeshadow palettes that you'll continually reach for, but it would be great to get a good deal on. So I didn't want to skip over mentioning this just because it's not a new hot product. It's what I have on. It's beautiful for like bridal makeup. So if you're a makeup artist and you're looking for like that eyeshadow palette that does it for like all brides for several skin tones, the Natasha Denona Glam eyeshadow palette is one of those. And it's also beautiful for this time of year. So I just want to mention that. She'll be linked below. I don't know, let me know what you think about the whole Huda Beauty thing. I know that people have had other opinions about Huda Beauty for a long time. I just kind of ignored them because the brand's always been so nice to me until I moved. And then that popped, the whole, you know, this drama popped off. I don't like the mean girl feeling. It's just not nice. The blush I want to recommend for the sale is one that's expensive, but one that I love. And I can't believe I'm saying it because I hate the packaging. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand in the shade Peach Pop. I was loving Pink Pop for the longest time, but since spring has sprung, Peach Pop has really been the one I've been reaching for. I'm wearing it today, and even though it's kind of like a hot, peachy, warmer shade, it looks really beautiful with neutral eye looks. And these matte beauty blush ones are completely matte. They do not give you a glow whatsoever, but what I love about them is the locking mechanism on all of the blushes actually works, so you're not wasting product. But I really like how Peach Pop is just so vibrant. And I have concealer, highlighter on over it, and it's still coming through. I actually have a full review on all of the shades. If you would like to see the swatches and all of that, I will link that below. But I believe each blush is $34, but there is a lot of product in here, and you don't have to squeeze out new every single time. I just want to point that out before I put this up. And you can get a lot of use out of a blush like this. So out of all the shades, you could find one that you would want to reach for every single day. Peach Pop and Pink Pop, I've been rotating, but Peach Pop since spring has sprung, like I said. The next blush is very different. It's very glowy. It's more sheer, but the formula is so beautiful. It looks really good when you're not even wearing foundation. It's the Merit Beauty Flush Balm in the shade Persimmon, and I have a whole video on my favorite blushes for spring, so I can link that below as well. But this is very, it's like a sun-kissed mixed with a peach, you know? So this is also going to carry you into summer, but beautiful for spring. That's why I included it in my spring blush favorites, where I swatch all of the blushes that I recommend for spring on my cheeks. I think that's a little helpful, you know? So if you'd like to see those swatched on my cheeks, I will have that video linked below. But Persimmon is, oh, it's such a nice warm shade. Okay, for bronzer, it's the bronzer I have on now. I purchased this a couple of months ago, and I haven't been able to put it down because it's like a mix of a bronzer and a highlight. It's Tower 28's Bronzino in West Coast. At first, I was like, I don't know, the shimmer might be a little too much, but I love the glow that it gives. And also Bronzino looks like you've really been out in the sun. I also purchased the clear highlight, and I have to say, it's past the time I can actually return it, but my hair sticks to my face even though it's so glowy and beautiful. I would much rather use Tom Ford's Shade and Illuminate and use the Illuminate side. But this is the Tower 28 Bronzino in West Coast. If you're looking for a really nice glowy bronzer with a little bit of highlight shimmer, it's gonna look really good with a no foundation face when it hits summertime. This is gonna give you that look of like you actually got sun. All right, for lips. Now, I could recommend you my whole collection of Charlotte Tilbury's lipsticks, but I'm not even gonna go there. There's so many. I actually did a full lip swatch video of all of the 30 plus Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks that I own. So if you would like to see that, I will link that below and you can decide and pick from that list. I love her lipsticks. They are my favorite of all time. But today I have a recommendation that is a lip oil. The Rare Beauty, the new lip oils, tinted lip oil. This is the shade Serenity. It is so pretty. It looks like one of those shades where you could just throw on mascara, throw this on, throw a little Persimmon or Peach Pop and Bronzino and West Coast on and go. The really cool thing about these, it's like once you apply them, they feel really cooling. And I've had this one on for a couple hours now. It's so cooling to the lips. I love that. I think it's gonna be wonderful for when the weather heats up. But Serenity, I feel like is a really nice, you know, classic lip shade that could look good on all skin tones. Highly recommend checking these out. The hype is real. I have seen reviews on these and people are loving them for good reason. I love the Merit lip oils and I love the In Beauty lip oils. They are much heavier and I like that though. Not sticky, not like slippery, just like a heavier feeling. You kind of forget that you have a lip oil on with the Rare Beauty, the new lip oils. So this is the shade Serenity and I think it is an absolute must pick up during the sale. Just to like, if you are curious about, you know, the whole range, I think Serenity is a good grab for a multitude of skin tones. So that's why I'm mentioning this shade in particular. All right, mascara. This is a high-end mascara I have not been able to put down. I've been loving the Hourglass Unlocked mascara. It gives you like very nice length and kind of glossy black lashes. But the YSL Lash Clash mascara has been so just like, it's the perfect
mascara for, whoa. No, thank you. Absolutely not.
It's the perfect mascara for length and feathery volume. So if you're someone who likes volume, but you feel like you are having a hard time finding a mascara that gives you volume without just absolutely clumping everything and not giving you length, I think you'll like the YSL Lash Clash. Plus, look at this 3D situation. Isn't that so pretty? Anyway, I love this mascara. I was kind of shocked. I don't think I've really been impressed with YSL mascaras in the past that often, but Lash Clash, it doesn't what? It doesn't smudge, it doesn't flake, and I have hooded lids. I love wearing it with falsies. It's what I have on today, and I love it wearing it with just like, you know, my regular lashes, which I've had some other tutorials that I've used it in. So anyway, really good mascara. And here's the applicator. I feel like you can tell that it's a good volumizing and lengthening mascara by the applicator. Anyway, wonderful, love it. It's not fragranced at all, so it doesn't irritate my eyes, which is such a plus. The other product from YSL I highly recommend is the YSL Rouge Volupte Candy Glazes, but in particular the shade 03. Again, a really nice kind of classic lip shade. I talked about these in one of my recent favorites videos and I really love this shade and these are so glossy. I also have the clear shade and it just gives you like really nice moisture. Let's go ahead and swatch this on our lips so you can see. But this is Serenity and I would say that the Candy Glaze in 03 is like a shade darker than this. I love that these are honestly like a gloss in a stick and I'm telling you guys, I have been getting way more comfortable with bolder lips with this shorter hair. Just gonna clean this up with a lip brush. These are definitely not sheer. Well, they're sheer. They're more sheer, but they're not like not pigmented, so be careful. I talked about it in my last favorites video. The first time I tried this lip candy glaze, God, the names are so long. I just swiped it on because I thought it was like a tinted lip balm. It's not. It is very pigmented and very pretty if you are looking just for like a, you know, a classic lipstick shade with a lot of shine. Those are my recommendations for the sale. I have quite the wish list. I'll just go over just a couple of things right now. The Dyson Airwrap, I'm tempted. I saw Dyson use it on some short hair and I was like, I'm adding that to my list. Okay, okay, so right now I have the Love Mothership Velvet Liaison eyeshadow palette in my wish list. Refi Lip Sculpt Lip Liner and Setter. I don't know if you guys have seen these. This reminds me of M Cosmetics Velvet Lip Blurs, and then it has like a little like lacquer on the other end. So I have a couple of those on my wish list. And then the Dyson Airwrap. I don't know. Let me know what you are gonna be shopping in the comments below so we can keep those comments shoppable. It really helps everyone out when you guys leave your recommendations because for one thing, Sephora's been adding so many different brands. It's really hard to kind of keep track of like what's new and what you'd like to try. So definitely leave your recommendations in the comments below and I will leave all of my recommendations in the info below. Don't forget to like this video. It helps me out. It lets YouTube know you enjoy my content so you can see more of it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and stick around for all the fun. Thank you guys so much for watching and also listening to my little bit of, you know, little bit of blurb about the drama. Wow, it's so unfortunate. Just don't be mean. Just don't hurt people's feelings. There's no need for that. Just be courteous and know that there really are no rules to makeup, you know, unless you're like squirting foundation in your eyes for views. Maybe things work for other people that may not work for you. That's makeup. Okay, I'm gonna go. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm so angry right now. Okay, goodbye.
All right.